Good day, everyone. I'm Mr. Jonathan Achor. In line with my class Introduction, Implementation, and Innovative Instructional Materials under Doc Danilo Sabado, I'm going to discuss Greek mythology. Greek mythology is the body of myths and teachings that belong to the ancient Greeks concerning their gods and heroes, the nature of the world, and the origins and significance of their own cult and ritual practices. It was a part of the religion in ancient Greece. Modern scholars refer to and study the myths in an attempt to throw light on the religious and political institutions of ancient Greece and its civilization, and to gain understanding of the nature of myth making itself. Introduction to Greek mythology. The Greeks are recognized as an exceptional people. They are known in the history as the Noble Greeks because of their attainments in literature, sculpture, architecture, and philosophy. The term "the glory that was Greece" is particularly applicable to them. Standards of Greek literature. First, permanence and universality. It has an enduring quality. It is admired all over the world. Second, essentially full of artistry. Greek art is the highest form of art. Third, originality. It had the supreme power of modifying and improving the art. Fourth, diversity of talent, because the Greek mind was ever searching. Fifth, intellectual quality. Their purpose is to bring about some inner transformation. Characteristics of a Greek mythology. Greek mythology is largely made up of stories about gods and goddesses, but it must not be read as a kind of Greek Bible, an account of the Greek religion. Iliad was the first written record of Greece. It was written by Homer, not earlier than 1000 BC. People often speak of Greek miracle. It tries to express the new birth of the world with the awakening of the Greeks. Mankind is the center of the universe. The Greeks made their gods in their own image. The universe became rational. Heaven is pleasantly familiar place. Deities on earth are humanly attractive in the form of lovely youths and maidens. Miracle of Greek mythology: a humanized world, free from the paralyzing fears of an omnipotent unknown. The 12 Great Olympians. Mount Olympus. The victorious younger gods and goddesses moved to Mount Olympus, the highest mountain in Greece and the permanent home for all gods and goddesses from that time on. Each had his or her own rich palace, but gathered frequently in the central banquet hall for the famous feasts of the gods. Taking their name from this mountain, the gods and goddesses became known as the Olympians, or the Olympian gods and goddesses. Zeus, or Jupiter in the Roman mythology. In Greek mythology, Zeus was ruler of both the Olympian gods and the human race. Sometimes he is portrayed as a just and merciful defender of the weak. At other times, he appears to be passionate, inconstant, and vengeful. Symbols: eagle, woodpecker, oak, and thunderbolt. Hera or Juno in the Roman mythology. In Greek religion and mythology, she is the queen of the Olympian gods, daughter of Cronos and Rhea. She was the wife and sister of Zeus and the mother of Ares and Hephaestus. A jealous wife, she fought constantly with Zeus and plagued his mistresses and children. She was the protectress of women, presiding over marriage and childbirth, and frequently punished offending husbands. Symbols: peacock, lion, and cow. Poseidon or Neptune. Poseidon in Greek mythology, the god of the sea, the son of the Titans Cronos and Rhea, and the brother of Zeus and Hades. Poseidon was the husband of Amphitrite, one of the Nereids, by whom he had a son, Triton. Poseidon had numerous other love affairs, however, especially with nymphs of springs and fountains, and was the father of several children famed for their wildness and cruelty, among them the giant Orion and the cyclop Polyphemus. Poseidon and the Gorgon Medusa were the parents of Pegasus, the famous winged horse. Symbols: horse and trident, a three-pronged pitchfork. Hades or Pluto. He was third in power among the Olympians, the brother of Zeus and Poseidon. The sky and the seas were already taken, so he took the underworld. He was always in his realm, dealing with the dead and being king. He would rather stay in the underworld rather than go up to Olympus. Though no one complained that he wasn't there. He was unpleasant, ungrateful, pitiful, yet no one ever claimed that he was an evil god. He had a wife, Persephone. She was the daughter of Demeter. Symbol: quail and cup of invisibility. Ares or Mars in the Roman mythology. Ares in Greek mythology is the god of war and son of Zeus, king of the gods, and his wife Hera. The Romans identified him with Mars, also a god of war, aggressive and sanguinary. Ares personified the brutal nature of war. He was unpopular with both gods and humans. Among the deities associated with Ares were his consort Aphrodite, the goddess of love. Ares was not invincible, even against mortals. Symbols: wild boar, vulture, dog, and blood-stained spear. Hestia or Vestia in the Roman mythology. Hestia in Greek mythology is the virgin goddess of the hearth, the eldest daughter of Titans Cronos and Rhea. She was believed to preside at all sacrificial altar fires, and prayers were offered to her before and after meals. Although she appears in very few myths, most cities had a common hearth where a sacred fire burned. In Rome, Hestia was worshipped as Vesta, and her fire was attended by 6 virgin priestesses known as Vestal Virgins. Symbol: fire and hearth. Hephaestus or Vulcan in Mulciber. Hephaestus in Greek mythology is the god of fire and metal work, the son of the god Zeus and the goddess Hera, or sometimes the son of Hera alone. In contrast to the other gods, Hephaestus was lame and awkward. Shortly after his birth, he was cast out of Olympus either by Hera, who was repelled by his deformity, or by Zeus, because Hephaestus had sided with Hera against him. Symbol: anvil and forge. Pallas Athena or Minerva. Athena, one of the most important goddesses in Greek mythology. In Roman mythology, she became identified with the goddess Minerva, also known as Pallas Athena. Athena sprang full grown and armored from the forehead of the god Zeus and was his favorite child. He entrusted her with his shield, adorned with the hideous head of Medusa the Gorgon, his buckler, and his principal weapon, the thunderbolt. A virgin goddess, she was called Parthenos, which means the maiden. Symbols: owl and olive tree. Phoebus Apollo. The Greek mythological figure Apollo was said to drive a golden chariot across the sky each day, representing the sun. Apollo in Greek mythology is the son of the god Zeus, and Leto, daughter of a Titan. In Homeric legend, Apollo was primarily a god of prophecy. His most important oracle was at Delphi, the site of his victory over the Phaeton. He sometimes gave the gift of prophecy to mortals whom he loved, such as the Trojan princess Cassandra. Symbols: mouse, laurel tree, crow, and dolphin. Artemis or Diana. Artemis in Greek mythology is one of the principal goddesses counterpart of the Roman goddess Diana. She was the daughter of the god Zeus and Leto, and the twin sister of the god Apollo. She was chief hunter to the gods and goddess of hunting and of wild animals, especially bears. Artemis was also the goddess of childbirth, of nature, and of the harvest. As the moon goddess, she was sometimes identified with the goddesses Selene and Hecate. Symbol: she-bear, cypress tree, and deer. Aphrodite or Venus. Aphrodite in Greek mythology is the goddess of love and beauty and the counterpart of the Roman goddess Venus. In Homeric legend, she is said to be the daughter of Zeus and Dione, one of Zeus's consorts. But in the theogony of Hesiod, she is described as having sprung from the foam of the sea, and etymologically her name may mean foam reason. According to Homer, Aphrodite is the wife of Hephaestus, the lame and ugly god of fire. Her lovers include Ares, the god of war, who in later mythology was represented as her husband. She was also the rival of Persephone, queen of the underworld, for the love of the beautiful Greek youth Adonis. Symbols: myrtle tree and dove. Hermes or Mercury in Roman mythology. Hermes in Greek mythology is the messenger of the gods, the son of the god Zeus and of Maia, the daughter of the Titan Atlas. As the special servant and courier of Zeus, Hermes had winged sandals and a winged hat, and bore a golden caduceus, or magic wand, entwined with snakes and surmounted by wings. He conducted the souls of the dead to the underworld and was believed to possess magical powers over sleep and dreams. Hermes was also the god of commerce and the protector of traders and herds. As the deity of athletes, he protected gymnasiums and stadiums, and was believed to be responsible for both good luck and wealth. Despite his virtuous characteristics, Hermes was also a dangerous foe, a trickster, and a thief. Symbols: crane and peeled hazel stick. Again, the 12 Olympian gods and goddesses. Now let's move on to the other gods and goddesses, or the lesser gods and goddesses. Cupid or Eros. He was the personification of love in all its manifestations, including physical passion at its strongest, tender, romantic love, and playful sportive love. He is the son of the goddess of beauty, Venus. Psyche, which means soul. A beautiful princess loved by Cupid who visited her at night and told her she must not try to see him. Venus commanded her to perform a series of seemingly impossible tasks, which culminated in a journey to the underworld. Psyche was afterwards reunited with Cupid, and the couple were married in a ceremony attended by all the gods. Demeter or Ceres. She is the goddess of harvest and fertility, the daughter of Cronos and Rhea, and she was the mother of Persephone by Zeus. Dionysius or Bacchus. In Greek religion and mythology, he is the god of fertility and wine. Theris. She was a goddess of the sea, one of the 50 Nereids, and their unofficial leader. Like many sea gods, she had the gift of prophecy and the power to change her shape at will. She was the mother of Achilles. Persephone or Proserpine, goddess of fertility and queen of the underworld. She was the daughter of Zeus and Demeter. When she was still a beautiful maiden, Pluto seized her and held her captive in his underworld. Let's move now to the heroes of Greek mythology. Hercules or Heracles, most popular of all Greek heroes, famous for extraordinary strength and courage. Hercules incurred the everlasting wrath of Hera because he was the child of her unfaithful husband. A few months after his birth, Hera set 2 serpents in his cradle, but the prodigious infant promptly strangled them. Perseus, in Greek mythology, son of Zeus and Danae. His grandfather Acrisius had been warned by an oracle that his grandson would kill him, and therefore put Perseus and his mother in a chest and threw it into the sea. He was responsible for killing Medusa. Achilles, in Greek mythology, foremost Greek hero of the Trojan War, son of Peleus and Theris. He was a formidable warrior, possessing fierce and uncontrollable anger. According to one legend, Theris attempted to make Achilles immortal by bathing him in the river Styx, but the heel by which she held him remained vulnerable, and Paris inflicted a fatal wound in that heel. Odysseus or Ulysses, in Greek mythology, the son and successor of King Laertes of Ithaca, a leader of Greek forces during the Trojan War. Odysseus was noted, as in the Iliad, for his cunning strategy and his wise counsel. He is the central figure of the Odyssey, which tells of his adventures after the fall of Troy. Jason, the leader of the Argonautic expedition in the quest for retrieving the Golden Fleece. He was the son of the lawful king of Iolcus, but his uncle Pelias had usurped the throne. Pelias lived in constant fear of losing what he had taken so unjustly. When he had come of age, Jason set out like a proper hero to claim his rightful throne. Again, the Greek mythology by Edith Hamilton. The Glory That Was Greece. Thank you.